Okay, greetings and welcome. This is quite exciting, isn't it? You excited? I'm excited. This is my first ever live stream, so welcome. I don't know whether this is going to be a bit of a shoddy affair. We'll find out. I'm not the most technically minded, but I've set up something. So first of all, if you guys can just let me know in the chat if everything's working okay, the audio's all good, and the picture's good. Um, So obviously, Van Man Talks. I've got to have a video in the van, haven't I? So you're seeing my video from my journey that I've done in central London in January during the lockdown. As you can see, the streets are pretty empty in London right there, and we've got to shove that in, really, hasn't it? We've got to be in the van. I can't do a live stream without being in the van. So yeah, I thought I'd do something a bit different today, guys. I've just over the weekend hit 4,000 subscribers, and that's just wow. It's absolutely incredible. I think it's nearly been about a year now since I set up this channel. Good to see some of you guys in the chat there. Hart, you've been there since the very start. I mean, you, Padulis there, Chris Town, Martin Davis, Mikey G, Christian, Will Parkin. Am I blocked yet? Oh, I think you're the chap I've had some interesting Brexit discussions with, haven't I? E3498112. It's good to have you on. So yeah, we're in the van, but what I'm going to do is, so I'm not just here on my own. If I've got this right, if I press this button here, I should be on the screen. There we go. I think I'm on the screen now. There we go. So, hi guys. Um, Everything working okay. So let's see what you guys got in the chat. Nice first stream and nice first shot. I put some massive skid marks on the bridge heading into the tunnel. Okay, thanks, Dick Smith. That's an interesting one. Padulis, congrats on 4,000 subscribers. You deserve way more. Oh, thank you so much. I was just saying before I switched over there that it's been about a year. I started this channel back in November, and it's absolutely incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough for subscribing and listening to my videos. You know, in a world that's so doom and gloom all the time, I really enjoy doing my videos. I think first of all, it's a way for me to rant, which is always good. I just enjoy doing it. You know, it gives me something to do while I'm working. But most of all, I just love engaging with you guys in the comment section. You know, I really enjoy the community that we have here, which is great. I'll just read out some other comments here. All just thanks, really. I'm seeing a lot of regular viewers here. Super chat, Jaron Christian. Keep going, some money towards fuel for waiting in the queue. I appreciate that, Darren. Thanks. I did have another. Was it Level and Landlord Boardwell sent in £5 as well. That's great. What I'm going to do, guys, I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the screen there. Me and my sister are doing a charity 10k run on Sunday. So any money that I get from here, I'm going to shove over to the Chestnut Tree House, which is a children's hospice, local one here, which is they do some fantastic work. Ideally, if you want to donate direct. That would be great. The link's down in the description, because it's my first time doing a live chat. I have no idea how I even get the money. How long I have to wait for this money that comes through, I'm not sure. And the run's on Sunday, so if you're feeling generous and you want to donate, the link is in the description down below. Let's check out some other comments here. So right, Darren, so you want to give me some money for my petrol, so I'll give you a small little update on what's going on with my petrol. So here in the UK, we're still dealing with the same petrol nonsense. We have been for a week. It started last Friday. I actually managed to fill up the Thursday before, and so I was lucky. Just normally, I didn't know anything about petrol crisis. I just filled up on the Thursday, and then it all hit on the Friday. So I had a busy weekend, and I managed to get down to about half a tank of petrol, and I've just been working this week, just doing local jobs. But yeah, I have come to the point now where I definitely need some petrol. I need to get some petrol tomorrow, and it doesn't look like it's chilling out. It really doesn't, especially down here in the southeast. It seems to be there where it's hit the hardest. So I think I'm gonna have to try and find a queue tomorrow and see how I get on. But I'd love to know, of course, in Europe this isn't happening. I know about 30% of my subscribers are all in on mainland Europe, and I'd love to know if you get. Wow, Thomas has just done a super chat. 200 SEK. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds good. It sounds good. But yeah, I'd love to hear if any of you guys on the continent there have been seeing any shortages of fuel. We know it's just a problem in England, don't we? We know it is. Let's check out some of your other comments. You'll have to pay VAT, and then YouTube takes 30% off from super chats. That's an interesting comment actually, because I'm self-employed, so anything that I earn from YouTube goes onto my tax return anyway. Congrats on 4K subs. Thank you so much. As I was saying, thank you all for for subscribing. It's absolutely amazing. I love chatting to you guys. Ahoy! I'm watching your videos and sharing around the office. People hope Bojo finds a way to actually work for the British people. Thank you. Well, you're sharing my videos around your office. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope the people in your office enjoy. What's it like down there? Definitely chilled out here in Sheffield. Yeah, that's what seems to be the consensus. I think the southeast. I'm here in Brighton. London and southeast seems to be the worst. It looks like it's getting a bit better up north. I don't know why that is. Are we more panicky down south, or is there a higher demand? I'm not sure. Or are the I don't know. Are the routes, the stations where they keep the petrol nearer up north? I don't know. Don't really know why. I hope you get the electric van that reduces the fuel line by one. No doubt Boris will claim it. Yes, electric van is due 1 to 2 weeks. Apparently it's in a container in Rotterdam at the moment, so they're telling me it should be here in 1 to 2 weeks. And I imagine it will probably get here just in time for the fuel crisis to be over and the electric crisis just to start, where we'll start having blackouts and very high electric costs, I'm sure. EV drivers laughing their hats off right now. Yeah, of course they are. I mean, it just makes me think, why did I not order this van just a couple of weeks earlier? It would have been fantastic if I'd ordered it just a couple of weeks earlier. No shortages here in Europe. Yeah, that seems to be the main consensus, but I'm still hearing comments, mainly from Brexit supporters, of course, that there was one shop in Belgium that had some empty shelves or something, you know. But generally, I hear absolutely nothing from you guys. Like I say, 30% of my subscribers, it's in my YouTube analytics, 30% of you are on the continent. And no one has said anything about shortages of fuel, shortages in the supermarkets, and I've seen nothing online, no videos of any problems in Europe. So we all know what the definitive difference is between Europe and the UK right now, and it's Brexit. That's why it's making it worse. I mean, obviously, the pandemic is the driving force for all these shortages that we're seeing. We know that. That's why we have shortages of drivers in Europe as well. But Brexit, on top of that, is just causing chaos. I mean, we know it is. Let's take a look at some of your comments. No shortages here in Europe. Yep. Saw a Twitter post earlier that stated that the fuel shortage. Oh, let's move in. Sorry, you have to bear with me, guys. This is my my very first attempt at a live stream, and these comments are going quite quickly, so I'm gonna have to whiz past some of those. And do you think 100 army men lorry drivers will make any difference tomorrow and next week? No, of course it won't. Of course it won't. I mean, it's just the sheer fact that, you know, not just lorry drivers, but everything we're short of. The hospitality sector, the farming industry. If you just suddenly take half of the country's workforce away and don't replace them, you're going to be stuck in the shit, and there's nothing the 100 army men can do about it. And until until you face the fact that you can't solve these shortages with young British people taking these jobs. I mean, it's like typical Tory fashion, isn't it? They're always sort of stuck about 20 years behind in the 80s or whatever. Oh, the British people, the young British folk, they're dying for a lorry job, aren't they? They're dying to work on the farms. Well, no, Boris, they're not. Things have moved on. Young kids nowadays, they're making money on YouTube. They're making money on shipping, and they're making money on cryptocurrencies. They've developed many ways to be able to earn money at home. They're not going to be in the muddy fields in November picking vegetables. So, long-winded answer, but no, 100 army men are not going to sort out the lorry driver jobs. Here in France, no fuel shortages and shelves full. Wish it was the same in the UK. Yeah, that's the main thing, Hazel. It's it's so sad. I wish it was better in the UK, but I don't know. To get over the Brexit nonsense, maybe we need chaos. Um, Obviously, I don't want chaos in this country. I don't want empty shelves. But maybe it's the only way for everyone to get up and realise, you know what, this Brexit thing is not good. It's really not good. Maybe we need chaos to prove that. Let's take a look. I'm a Brit living in Romania. Did my version of Brexit. No shortages of anything except work in the EU. Yeah, that sounds about right. Swedish krona. Okay, excellent. Um, I have no idea what the conversion rate on that is, but I'll check it out. That's where most of population lives. Oh, that's an answer to another question. Quick channel question. Which of your videos is your personal favourite? Oh, what a great question. Do you ever have one? My personal favourite. I really enjoyed. It's not a subject that people are that interested in, but I did enjoy my videos that I've done on drug reform and drug policy. But I guess probably my favourites are some of my cheaping news ones, where I just look at the absolute ridiculousness of this channel. There'll be another one coming up soon, actually. I just watched a video on GB News, which was quite interesting. I liked my Jacob Rees-Mogg one just because I got to drive around central London, do the video there. That was something a little bit different. And my Boris Johnson one, why is Boris Johnson deemed as a working class hero, where I get to show videos of him making tea and just being a complete tit. But yeah, that's a great question. I guess those would be my favourite. More vehicles in southeast due to M25, M2. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess larger populations. I don't know. I mean, have we got bigger cities down south? I mean, you got Manchester's pretty big, isn't it? Simon Carr, the super chat there. Salute to the channel, Van Man. I've just moved to Brighton for uni. Keep doing live chats. Oh, fantastic, Simon. How are you finding Brighton? Have you just started? Because the freshers have just started, haven't they? Like this month. That's great. If you're a student in Brighton, you'll absolutely love Brighton. Brighton is a great city. Those of you that don't know Brighton that well, or living on the continent, Brighton is it's very European. It's very liberal. We're the only city in the whole of the UK to have a Green Party MP, which kind of shows what sort of city it is. But a lot of Europeans love Brighton. It gives that sort of that European vibe with the beach in the summertime and the cafes outside and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm sure you'll have a great time in Brighton, Simon. I hope that £5 isn't coming out of your student loan. You need to take care of that because a lot of you guys waste that quite quickly. Right, Nicholas Waller, only asking how tanker driver shortages is a result of Brexit when it probably is the closest to a closed shop for anyone wanting to drive HGV and the highest paid. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure about that question. Maybe I misread it. Only asking how tanker driver shortages is a result of Brexit when it probably. Oh, okay. So this is the thing that not many European drivers drive tankers. Um, to be honest, I don't really know. I mean, the petrol shortage of the drivers for petrol had to start somewhere, right? I mean, it didn't just evaporate out of nowhere. There was a shortage of drivers for tankers. So it had to come from somewhere. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea how many tanker drivers were European or British. I can't answer that. The amount of British people who move to the mainland Europe has increased. Do you think about moving out of the UK too? Uh, no, no. It's just not practical. I mean, I've got a son. I've got um, a base, a family, and friends. Yeah, I'd never say never in the future, but right now, no. I've just got a son that's during school and has got to think about college and university and all those things. I don't really want to disrupt his life, so no to that. Um, oh, so many questions. I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the amount of questions on there, and so sorry for those of you that I've missed. Obviously, it's quite tricky to get through all these questions, and it's, I'll try my best. Johnson needs to prioritise what goods are essential. The choice of chocolate bars in the co-op in Marbury was very poor yesterday. Okay. Yeah, I'd definitely be for prioritising on chocolate bars. Problem is, even if you magically would get a new government that is pro-rejoin, France would block anything coming from the UK. Too much happened the past few weeks between. Yeah, I mean, I think rejoining completely is going to be extremely difficult, but I think it could go in slow stages. I think most people would say the first step would be single market and customs union. Um, I mean, my take on Labour at the moment, we've just had the Labour conference, and I've got a theory that they might actually be secret geniuses on dealing with Brexit. I mean, they're not talking about Brexit whatsoever because they know that the voting public, the Brexit voting public, will not stand for it, and they won't vote Labour. So they're ignoring the issue. But I think if they do get into power, then they will start edging these policies forward. You know, they'll start with, Tories have done terrible on Brexit. They've completely ruined it. Let's do the Brexit that the voters wanted and get back into the single market and customs union. I may be wrong, but I think that might be a tactic of Keir Starmer because they just don't want to talk about it at all. But I think if they actually get in power, then they might want to talk about it. Somebody said to me at work last week, can't imagine working with people who don't want to be there is good for morale. Sorry, I misread that, Chris. Somebody said that to me at work last week. Can't imagine working with people who don't want to. Okay, so yeah, it's tough. I've been there. I've had many jobs where people don't want to be there. It's not good. It's not good for morale at all. Is the fuel situation getting better in the UK? No. Well, I mean, I can only base that on the southeast in Brighton here. No, it's not. It's terrible. It's just as bad as it was last Friday. My company from South Germany helped design and deliver steering systems for VW electric transporter. Good choice. So you're getting yes. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. VW transporter. I'll do a review. I mean, some of you guys that are into the politics probably might not be interested, but when I do get my electric van, I will do a review of it and put it on the channel. I'm very much looking forward to it. At some point, do we just have to accept that England is generally a conservative country and people will vote against their own? Yeah, this is a really good polar bear. Great name. That's a really good point. Very good point. I think we do have to settle for the fact that this country is a conservative country, and this is the problem that I have with Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party was something that I voted for and was very enthusiastic about. But this country will not stand for it. Not right now. At a later date, I think this country could very well vote in a socialist country. But right now, when you still have people around that remembered the socialism in the 70s and the insane power of the unions back then are absolutely petrified of a Jeremy Corbyn socialist government. And when they start, to put it crudely, passing on, I think that this country would come round to a more socialist government, especially when you have to start looking at things like universal basic income, and when AI and automation start taking over more and more jobs. It would have to happen. You'd have to have a more socialist style government, and I think that's why I'm so pro just get Labour in at the moment at any costs, even if they're not your far left Jeremy Corbyn style that so many people wanted. You just got to get them in, because no one's going to vote for that sort of style left Labour Party. Not in the next 10 years. I don't think so. Very good question. That was a really good question. I'm from the Canary Islands, and we have a volcano. Yes, you do. La Palma. There have been no personal losses and nobody is hurt, but lots of properties have been destroyed. We have access to EU funds to recover. I did hear something about this, but I just have no information on that at all to comment. I just hope that everyone is fine. Right, looks like we've got another super chat here. DC, thank you so much. You should do a video on your thoughts that will happen with Scotland. I think there will be another referendum in the next couple of years. Yeah, I've thought about that before. Some of me is a little bit scared because it's a topic that are very close to the Scottish people's hearts, and I don't think I'm that educated on it. But I've got my I've got my thoughts on the Scottish situation. All I'd say really is, do small countries fare well on their own in the European Union? I completely understand why everyone in Scotland would want to vote to go back into the European Union and be independent. It's tough. It's basically a choice between the United Kingdom, which is going down and downhill, or being a small country in Europe, which holds its own problems as well. It's a tough choice, and it's something that I'd love to dive into a bit more. But right now, I definitely don't have the sort of research and knowledge to be able to do a video on it, really. But I would like to at some point, definitely. Jan Livians, yeah, excellent. No way Parliament has got lots of turkeys. That's going to solve the turkey problem, is it? Great. Hadn't thought of that one, actually. Nicholas Warner, Conservative. Oh, okay, that's a message to someone else there. Let's take a look. Your thoughts on proportional representation? Well, I've done a video on that, John. If you want to check it out. I'm 100% for it, but I don't think it's something that we can introduce yet. I'd love to, but I don't think the Labour Party are going to introduce it. I see that as something like when the Tories got in power, and there was a massive part of the Conservatives that wanted to push for Brexit, and parties like UKIP were making noise about Brexit, and eventually the Tories had to concede, okay, we'll do a referendum. I see proportional representation in the same light. If Labour got in power, I don't think they'd have it in their manifesto. But if the Greens, the Lib Dems, even some of the right-wing parties like Reform or whatever that old Nigel Farage one is, start kicking up a fuss about it, then maybe they might be able to push the Labour Party to get that in. But of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, because first past the post is just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous, archaic, ancient, and just needs to go. When what was the stat? I mean, it's something like 70% of every single vote cast doesn't affect the result in any election. It's time to go. It's time to go. The vast majority of member states of the EU are small countries, though, referring to your comment on Scotland. The vast majority, yeah. I mean, I guess so. But are they new to the EU? You know, that would be what would scare me as well if I was in Scotland, being a brand new small country in the EU. Um, but like I say, it's, these are off the cuff thoughts. I really haven't researched it enough to look at it. That's why I've never done a video on it so far. It's a subject. Same with Ireland, really. The same thing with Ireland unifying. It makes pretty much perfect sense as someone from England to say, well, with all these problems going on in Ireland, they should just unite, shouldn't they? That's the simple solution. But I know it's not that simple. Question: EU gives the smaller countries much more power that they would have on its own. Yeah, yeah. Um, like I say, I need to look into that one a lot more really before making a. It seems like that's a large topic in the comments now. The Scotland debate. Brian Hersey, Nigel Farage was looking for a garage when he got hit on the roundabout. Police are looking for a red van last seen heading towards Brighton. Okay, okay, I've got to clear this up. So, Nigel Farage, I haven't even seen much of this story actually about Farage being hit by a van. I didn't see his comments. I think it was on Twitter or something, and I don't deal with Twitter. But yeah, he said he was reporting on the petrol crisis and got hit by a van, and many of you guys were asking me if it was me. I tell you, if it was me, he wouldn't be talking about it afterwards. I want to make sure that it would have been done properly. Oh, Farage. Sometimes with Farage, I kind of I see him and then I feel sorry for him, and then the hatred boils over when I think about what he's done to this country. But then he's just he's a sad little man, and I think he's really starting to realise now. He must be starting to realise now that the damage that he's actually done to this country. I generally actually think during the Brexit referendum, I'm sure he was full pelt, wanting it, and was absolutely loving what he was doing and believed in what he was doing. But I actually think now that he's starting to regret it and starting to see what the damage is being done, and there's that sort of realization of, oh shit, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? Oh dear. Let's take a look. Producer, are you having a chat amongst yourselves there? So I'll keep that. Has anyone got any questions? Because I've had a few, and it's with the way that I do my videos, it's so hard because it's just rants in the van, really. I don't script things or anything, so it's hard to sometimes to remember to come back to comments that I've seen or questions that people have put in my comment section, because I'm just I'm driving. When I do my clips in my video, I basically sort of in the morning I'll check out a video and I think, oh, I want to talk about that today, so I'll just screen grab a few of the clips from the video and they're on my phone, and then when I'm driving along I'll just put them on and listen to them, and then that reminds me about what I want to say about them. But this live chat is the sort of chance to actually chat to you guys. Have you got any questions? Because I always see questions in my comments. I think, oh, I'll say that in my next video, and then it comes and I don't, and I forget. So let's have a look. Yeah, Marte. What happens now in the UK is something a little worse that gets Romanians to do revolution. I wonder what it will take for Brits to get the same street. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen this a few times actually. I think Brits are too. We're not ones for revolution and getting up in the streets with our pitchforks. Really, there's sort of a common northern saying from old northern mums that go, "Oh, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be a bother," and that's kind of our attitude. And a lot of it as well also I think comes from the Blitz during the war. We just put up with stuff when you're in London during the war and it's being bombed every single night, and you just get on with your stuff, don't you? Oh, there's no petrol, there's nothing on the shelves, let's just get on with it. what is it, the keep calm and carry on attitude that we have in England. So it would take a lot. It would take a hell of a lot to really get Brits out of their seat and marching on Westminster. I guess the real main time that that's ever happened before that I've seen is the Iraq War, when there was about 2 million people descended on London. I think that's the only real time in my lifetime that I've seen a real stand up and say, you know what, we're not having this anymore. But I haven't really seen much else of that. So, yeah, good question then. Do you watch the Jonathan Pye videos on YouTube? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I generally watch most of the ones he's done. He's very good. He's doing a sort of stand up routine now, isn't he? Where he's taking the short show on tour, which would be fun. Which would probably be good watching. Sometimes I don't agree with the guy actually on some things. I guess he's big time on the cancel culture thing, and I have my doubts about a lot of that. Obviously, there's a hell of a lot of nasty stuff with comedians not getting jobs in certain places, which is horrific, or people being fired for a tweet that they do and stuff like that. But I think majority of the time, the cancel culture nonsense is blown way out of proportion, and people want to make a fuss out of nothing. But yeah, I really like Jonathan Pye. He's great. Takru, what else will it take for the Tories to lose power in the UK? Well, I mean, I guess you're saying, I mean, what more can they do? I guess that's the question, really. I don't know what else they can do. It kind of goes to show the weakness of the Labour Party, that not everyone is well, the opinion polls are still not good for Labour, even with everything that the Tories can do. But the thing is, they've just got this full-blown fail-safe of COVID, haven't they? Everything that goes wrong in the country, blame it on the pandemic. There's empty shelves, it's the pandemic's fault. There's no fuel, it's the pandemic's fault. You know, we've got to raise national insurance, it's the pandemic. The energy bills are going, it's the pandemic. They've just got this fail-safe excuse for every single thing that goes wrong. So all the time that everyone is believing that nonsense, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. That's why we really need the Labour Party to unite more than ever. This goes back to what I was saying before about the left and the right of the Labour Party. They just have to unite. You know, people won't vote for them. They've proved that Jeremy Corbyn had 2 attempts at an election and he didn't win. This country won't vote for a socialist party. We need the Labour Party to unite. In the future, yes, maybe. Your contribution to LBC James O'Brien are legendary. Really? I don't remember ever being. Is that for me, Nicholas? I don't know. Conservator, are you chatting amongst yourselves there? It's hard to pick out the ones that are directed at me or not. When you see headlines saying Starmer is as much of a liar as Johnson from the hard left wing and the constant Starmer bashing, what are your thoughts? Great question, Steph. I recently done a video about that. It absolutely pains me. It pains me so much when I just see the left attacking Labour all the time when they should be putting all their effort into bashing the Conservatives. I don't know how to resolve it, really, because the left in the Labour Party are just so bitter about Jeremy Corbyn. They're never going to let go. They're never going to let go, and they need to move on. They have to. I don't know how to resolve that. I really don't. Oh, great. Super chat from George. So good they named you twice, George, right? Real problem is Rupert Murdoch. Yeah. I don't know. Is Rupert Murdoch on the decline now, though? I mean, obviously, he was still a big influence during Brexit, but the amount of Sun newspapers that are sold every day has declined rapidly. I think it's below 2 million now, and in its peak, you know, it'd be sort of 5, 6 million. I guess you still have, you know, the Sun on YouTube, the Sun on Facebook, and stuff like that. But yeah, but when it comes to previous elections, and definitely the damning of Jeremy Corbyn, Rupert Murdoch's got his fair share in that, definitely. Did you see Starmer's conference speech? What did you think of it? I thought it was pretty good, actually. I thought I think he needs to work on his interview technique. Yeah, I did see his speech. My thoughts, I've got to be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but it's hard. It's hard, isn't it? Especially when you're getting heckled every 2 seconds. I didn't appreciate the heckling that was going on when he was speaking about was it the hospitalisation of his mother and stuff that wasn't particularly nice. But I just want to hear more policies from him in a speech. And some of you guys have commented on my videos about why he doesn't do that in fear that the Tories are going to steal their policies. Um, I guess I can get that if that is a case. But we need to hear something. I need to know what he's about and what he wants to do. I really do need to know. I mean, I guess, we're 3 years away from an election. I guess we don't need to know yet. That's what people are arguing. But I just feel like I need to know. I need to know what he wants to do. And obviously his wishy-washying with his energy bill, nationalising the energy companies has not helped. He's kind of backtracked on that one, but yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed really with the speech. But maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe he shouldn't be giving out policies. Who knows? Yeah. What's the funny noise your van makes? Is it the gearbox or brakes? Okay, Buxton. Thanks for that. Pretty much every video I do, I get one comment saying your wheel bearings have gone. So it's the wheel bearings, and basically I haven't sorted it out because the new van's here. And well, every time I think about sorting it out, I get told that the van will be there any day now. Any day it will be there. So I'm just at the moment waiting for this van to come, and I haven't sorted out. There's lots of rattles and bits and pieces wrong with that van, but that van's done me good for about 3 years. It's the next post office van. But yeah, that funny noise. That's what you've got to look forward to, Buxton, in my videos when I get my electric van, because it will be lovely, smooth sounds. Be fantastic. Looking forward to that. It doesn't take much to see that it can't be all the pandemic's fault, as the pandemic is everywhere, but the shortages aren't if they don't take the time to do a little research. Yeah, exactly, Gabsy. This country seems to be hit the most, especially in Europe. I mean, I get a lot of comments saying, oh, there's fuel shortages in America and stuff like that, but you can't really compare America with this country. It's got its own problems, but you can compare the rest of Europe, and they definitely don't have the same problems. It's not the left bashing Labour, it's quite the reverse. Is it? It's quite the reverse. It's not the left lashing. Okay, I'm not sure about that one. So I'm trying to keep up with all the messages that are coming through. Yamato, you're doing great work with your videos, fan man. Apologise, I did catch your name. Just love the natural rant. You didn't catch my name. My name's Van Man. That's all you need to know. But thanks for the message. I really appreciate it. That's nice. You say you need to know Labour's policies. Why? Who else is there to vote for? Okay, Marcus. I mean, you can't complain with that, really, can you? But I'd like to know. I mean, what if they're secretly worse than the Conservatives? It's kind of hard to imagine. But especially going into election, I'd like to know what they plan on doing. There seems to be. I think there's like an argument going on in the comments, isn't there? Because I'm seeing a lot of ats. I'm not going to get involved with that. I can't. There's too much going on. Watching this from the continent, the general lack of quality of UK media has been quite a shock to me. Tories get away with every lie somehow, and Labour held to much higher standards. Yeah, spot on. The UK media is absolutely terrible for that, and there doesn't. It's weird because when you speak to people that lean to the right of politics, they say that all the media is left wing, And anyone that leans left on politics says all the media is right wing. I think really the right wing folks are just complaining about the BBC, which is extremely left wing on social issues, but when it comes to politics, it's not. It has to do whatever the government wants it to do in fear of the TV license being taken away. The BBC is actually an interesting issue, actually, because it is one of those topics that spans the political divide. I think everyone wants the BBC gone, whether you're on the left or if you're on the right of politics. I think that's a general consensus that the BBC needs to go, and this stupid TV tax on people, it just needs to be abolished. It's absolutely terrible. Um, but yeah, I would say overall, yes, the media in this country is very right wing, especially the newspapers. I mean, what is it? The Mirror and the Guardian that are basically pretty much it for left wing media. When it comes to TV, you know, the rise of talk radio and things like that, and GB News, it's infectious. That's one of the main reasons I started the channel, actually, to tackle those types of medias that were just brainwashing people. I wanted to try and get a voice out there to say, you know what, folks, it's all lies and rubbish. Just don't believe it. Please don't believe it. Jan, just got my Labour membership last week. Been here 43 years now, and we are making big progress in Worthing from 0 to 15 councillors. Jan, that's fantastic. And do you know what? My mum's in Worthing, and she's just become a Labour member as well. So maybe you might meet up with my mum. But yeah, they are doing well in Worthing now, aren't they? I think people are starting to cotton on, and Worthing has got it's got a funny MP, hasn't it? I don't know which section of Worthing it is, but they've got that ancient old Conservative MP that's been there for like 40 years or something like that. You need to kick that guy out. He's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, councillor-wise, they're definitely doing good in Labour. But yeah, my mum, she's a Labour member in Worthing, so check her out, Jan. As you said in a video, it's first past the post that is the problem. Result is only two real political choices without the possibility of new coalitions and change. Love your work. Hi from Norway. Ah, Norway. Fantastic. Yes, yeah. It's something that I am very passionate about, proportionate representation. I just, like I said before, I just think it's going to take some time to implement. I can't see Labour putting it in their manifesto for the next election. I still think that they can win it on their own. I don't know. I might be proved wrong, but like I said, I think it's probably one of those issues that more of the smaller parties are going to have to push for once Labour are in power. But it needs to be done. It really does need to be done. Saw the interview and love his take on national insurance protocol can be tweaked but can't change. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So but media in EU is making a big mistake not talking about Brexit. I mean, in Spain they start talking about it with the fuel shortage and the fights that it sells nowadays. So that's an interesting point. I mean, why would they comment on Brexit in Spain? They're probably just sick of it, aren't they? I think it's not their problem and move on. It doesn't affect them really, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there'd be a reason for Europe countries to report on Brexit. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason they should that I'm not thinking of. Talk TV is coming out. GB News. Oh, a minute. Sorry, the comments just whizzed past then as I was reading that one. Let's get back. Hey Van Man, you provide such good content and fresh air on YouTube. Oh, thank you so much, Stratagen. Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you. The BBC is being ripened for slash and burn, and yet does some of the best stuff on radio and TV. Anyway, yeah, Nicholas Warner. Yeah. There is kind of a love-hate relationship with the BBC. You know, I hate their tactics, their mafia tactics to get everyone to pay their TV license. You know, I'd wish they'd just advertise and do it the same as Channel 4 and ITV. But the reason that they aren't funded by adverts sometimes makes their best programs. You think of the David Attenborough programs, those sort of wildlife programs don't get the ratings. So that's why you don't see ITV or Channel 4 coming up with those sort of style programs. You need a subscription, not subscription, but you need a TV tax to actually warrant and not have to worry about ratings to make those sort of shows. So yeah, it is a love-hate relationship with the BBC, but overall, it's just the times, isn't it? The times have changed with Netflix and everything. You can't have a TV tax anymore. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. George, another. Didn't you do a super chat before, George? It's very generous of you. The Daily Mail was the newspaper of the British Union of Fascists. Yeah, Oswald Mosley. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. I don't know. It's a long time ago. Is it the same owners or the same family from back in 1932? I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I have heard that before about Oswald Mosley and the Daily Mail. But like I say, I have no idea. Is it the same family that owns it? Is it some sort of fascist family that have gone the generations? I don't know. Jan Klusterman. Excellent. The reason you might not be thinking of in this information age, information warfare propaganda must be addressed. I'm not sure what that's relating to, Jan, but I'll take the comment. Brexit is not even mentioned in Euro papers and media. They couldn't give a toss about it. What makes people in England think the UK matters to it? Well, exactly, Pablo. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't see why any European media would be reporting on Brexit, really. Even though I think secretly people love it, though. Really, I mean, I'm sure you guys on the continent would, being honest, there's a little part of you that takes a little bit of enjoyment out of seeing the UK crash and burn after Brexit. For being selfish and thinking that we're so great and thinking that we can go out there on our own, it's just there's got to be that certain enjoyment factor, and I guess that's why a lot of people watch our content over in the UK, because they're not getting it over in Europe. That's why they're watching people like Max's channel and different bias and stuff like that. BBC, it's £3 a week. You can't buy a coffee for that. Is it £3 a week? Is it £12 a month? I used to pay for the BBC. I don't pay for it anymore. Stratagem, Vanman, I was astonished you also mentioned this crazy Michael Heaver character, one of the most unpleasant Brexiteers on YouTube. Okay, Michael Heaver. I think it was someone in the comments of my video that put me onto this guy, Michael Heaver. He's just a comedy genius, isn't he, this guy? I mean, he's absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love watching his channel. It just makes me laugh. It creases me up. During the latest fuel crisis, it made me laugh that he has had no mention of it over the whole weekend, because he knows that it's Brexit is a factor, and he probably took the whole weekend to try and figure out how he was gonna spin it. But Michael Heaver, I'd say go check out his channel. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. The man is just defending Brexit to the death, and just any last thing. Oh, we won't have cookies anymore when you visit websites because of Brexit. We won't have cookies, and I can't think of anything else that's of any benefit. That's all I've got. I'm sorry. He's hilarious. I love the guy. I love watching the guy. Brilliant. Right, let me grab a couple more comments, and I think we've nearly been on here an hour, 50 minutes. It's fantastic. The time has flown. Let me know, guys, if this is something that you enjoy. If it's something you enjoy, I'll make a regular thing of it. If I can find a time slot that suits me, I've enjoyed it. Like I say, it's really good to have a better engagement with you guys. It's so much easier because the comments on my videos, I've mentioned before on my videos that sometimes in an ideal world I'd like to reply to every single comment that I get, but I kind of have to do it in stages because it thinks, YouTube seems to think that I'm spamming the comment section. If I answer 5 comments in a row, it's like, oh, you're spamming this, even though it's my video. they can't differentiate between me and someone that's trying to spam all the comments. So yeah, it's hard to get to all your comments, but this, I really enjoy this live stream and getting to see your comments here. So I would take a few more before I go. Nope, just increased how this mess could happen, I guess. I got it after 4 years of following Brexit-related channels. Now I follow to keep up to date if any unicorns magically will appear. I'm waiting for the unicorns too, my friend. Would you ever consider doing a joint live stream with someone like Max? I think both your channels are great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. If that's something Max would want to do. Thing is, Max has got the facts. He's a good guy. He's very, very, very intelligent and well researched in his stuff. The same as Phil on different bias. I'm more of a reactionary commentator, and they're very intelligent on their stuff. But yeah, I'd love to chat to anyone that wants to chat with me. Definitely. Maria, I actually don't take any pleasure in watching the UK burn like this. I always liked coming over for Christmas shopping or just come on a weekend to visit museums, but now sadly, well, thanks Maria, that's I like a comment like that, because I must admit, sometimes on my videos I do get some comments from people in European countries that I find quite nasty. And it does feel like they're taking some sort of sadistic pleasure in seeing us crash and burn, which I really don't like, and bordering on the xenophobic, really, and their hatred for English people. I do get it, and I don't like it. So I really appreciate that comment, Maria. It's really nice to know, and I know that that is a small minority, and the majority of you guys, wish the English well. Over there. Buxton, what's the worst example of driving you've seen? You always seem to pick some awful examples for the end of your videos. Okay. The worst example. Wow. I mean, I've seen quite a few. Probably one of the ones, if you scroll way far back on my videos to my very earliest ones, I've got a little compilation of crashes that I've seen on my dash cam, and there's one in particular of those massive brown UPS vans, and he's driving along the street and a car just pulls straight out in front of him, and it's a ginormous brown UPS van. I don't understand how you don't see it. So that'll probably be my worst. But yeah, the dash cam's always on while I'm working, and if I see some funny bits and pieces, I'll click record and keep them for an episode. But that would probably be my worst example. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Even better than Michael Heaver is. Oh, sorry, the chat just went up then. So I've got a couple of super chats in here. Peter Blazer. Oh, what is that? Check 200 check. Great content. Keep going. Oh well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Is that? I guess that's check, and let's see CZK. All right, one more comment from a long-time fan of the channel, Padulis, and I'd love to know how long you guys have been watching my videos for. I think a long time. But yeah, Padulis, obviously we enjoy it, all staying for the whole hour or even more, and you current got 1,700. Oh, 177. There's 1,177 likes out of 178 viewers. Oh, that's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Pretty much every single viewer has liked it. That's amazing. I'm sure I've probably got one dislike though, because there's one person that always dislikes my video. I usually get a few on my videos, but without doubt I'll always at least get one, and it's usually within the first 2 minutes of my video being uploaded. So someone subscribed and they spend a lot of their time watching, waiting for me to release a video, and then straight away dislike. It's quite amusing. But thank you, Badiles, for that comment. Like I say, you've definitely been a long-term viewer of the channel. It's great to see you here tonight. All Shorts is also a good anti-Brexit channel. Yeah, there's some great ones out there. I see he's. I'm live streaming, Jake. Sorry, as my son just came in. Yeah, All Short. I see he's like on some island somewhere at the moment. And I don't know what he's up to. Is he just on holiday, or I don't know? Maybe someone can tell me in the comments. Yeah, Fact Not Fiction, another great channel. That's what I say. It's a nice little community. It's a real nice little community. Michael Lambert, yeah, he's definitely got the facts. That guy, hasn't he? He's got the facts. He knows what he's talking about. Excellent. No dislikes. Conservatives just told me. Really? I guess I guess my disliker guy has gone to bed. I guess. Phil's no bad, but Max is a cut and paste guy. I don't know. He's got the facts. That's all I know. where he gets them from, I don't really mind. I have no problem living in Europe as an immigrant. The Europeans are still nice to us over here. Well, that's great, Mister. I'm happy about that. I mean, that's a general problem with the trying to get the workforce back now, isn't it? That's what's so upsetting is people have lost heart with this country. They don't want to come back. And that's going to be the hardest thing. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we've now just lost like a third of our workforce from Europe. How are we going to get that back? Even if things did happen, if a Labour government got in charge, got us back in the single market, customs union, all that sort of thing, are they going to want to come back? No, I think we're looking at probably increasing labour from Africa, India, and places like that. So for those hardline Brexiteers that hated immigration, what have they won? All they've done is swapped where the people are coming from. It's just completely pointless, and then just messed up the economy in the time. So yeah, stupid. Out of all the negative things that have happened so far, is there anything that has taken you by surprise? Julian Rush, interesting question. Is there anything that's taken me by surprise? Well, fuel's taken me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I thought the really important stuff would be taken care of, and I thought it would be shortages and other things. When it comes to my business, there were some things that took me by surprise that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting my business to be affected by Brexit, but I found out that this summer it did. I own a very small furniture company. I deliver furniture in the local area, and I noticed this summer a massive drop in Europeans, because I used to sell to Spanish nurses, Italian nurses. You know, like I said before, Brighton's a very European town, and we had a lot of Europeans in this town. But I definitely saw a drop in sales this summer, and the type of people that I was selling to were more English people, and I just saw a drop. I really wasn't expecting my little small furniture business to be affected by Brexit, but it looks like it definitely has, just for the sheer fact that I'm not selling. There's not as many Europeans in Brighton anymore that I can sell to. So that definitely took me by surprise. Just this moment, All Shorts is eating soup. Okay, but where is he though? Did I miss? Did anyone actually say where he is? Graham and Shorts are not helping their case with their wasteful and harmful class privilege. I'm not sure about their class or anything like that. I can't really comment. I don't want to get too into these guys about, but I'd like to know what All Shorts is doing. It looks like he's on holiday or something. Right, guys. I think that's pretty much been an hour. I think I'll call it a day. It was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I might see about making a regular slot on a Sunday. I might do a poll on my community page, see when the best time to do is. Before I go, it looks like we've got a Brexit joke from Produlist. Okay, let's check this out. How does this corrupt government manage the crisis? it always manages to fetch the next crisis to distract from the current one. Okay, all right. Very true, very true. Yes. Right, that's got to be it. Um, it was great. Thank you so much for the 4,000 subscribers. Anyone that fancies donating to my 10k run that I'm going to be doing with my sister and my brother-in-law, the link is down below in the description. Chestnut Tree House, fantastic charity. Child Hospice in Worthing, really good charity. And thank you all for coming. It's been great, and we'll definitely do this again. Thank you so much. Take care.